All right. Hello, and welcome to Onlife Health webinar series presented in conjunction with HealthTrust Slice of Life program. I am your host, Ashley Benningfield. I'm originally from Germantown, Tennessee, right outside of Memphis, and I graduated from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville in 2004 with a bachelor's degree in dietetics. From there, I went on to complete my dietetic internship at Vanderbilt University here in Nashville. I'm a registered dietitian technician, and I've been at Onlife for 16 years. I've held several positions there or here, and I currently serve as our content and digital media specialist. Onlife is the only place I have ever worked. I love cleaning and organizing, working out, and spending time with my husband and 9-year-old son. For those of you that have joined before, welcome back. And for those of you who may not have had the chance to join in, welcome. I look forward to interacting with everyone today. Today's webinar is titled Wearable Devices in Your Health. And before we begin, I just want to make a couple of notes about the webinar. It is being recorded in a listen-only mode. So that means you'll be able to hear me, but I can't hear you. The last 10 to 15 minutes of this webinar have been set aside for questions and answers. So at any time throughout the presentation, if you have questions, you can type them in the Q&A box at the bottom of the control panel, and I'll attempt to answer as many of those questions as possible at the end. Also, again, if you're having any sound issues, please let me know. So first, these days, wearable devices, they're everywhere, and they can do a lot more than just count your steps. For example, some wearables can now detect irregular heartbeats, and they can even call for help in case of a fall. So in this webinar, we will define wearable technology and identify the kinds of wearable devices. We'll also look at a few pros and cons of using this technology. We'll discuss how you can use them to improve your health, and finally, we'll walk through the process of ordering your fitness device through HealthTrust so that you can earn dollars toward your quarterly incentive. And of course, as always, we'll leave time at the end for Q&A. I do want to make a note that while wearable technology can help you engage in your health and track certain healthy habits, these are not medical devices and should not be used to diagnose or treat any health concerns. And always talk to your healthcare provider before purchasing one or utilizing one. So I want to know, do you use a wearable device to track your health? For example, do you have a Fitbit? Do you have a smartwatch or any other device? And if so, what do you use it for? For example, do you use it as a motivator to get up and crush your exercise goals, or do you use it to track your sleep? Some of you may even choose to use it simply just to answer text messages and phone calls hands-free. So whatever you use it for, type it in the chat box if you don't mind. Just kind of want to get an idea of what people use theirs for. Exercise and steps each day, same, love it. Great, okay. You do not own one. Well, maybe by the end of this presentation, you will be able to figure out if it's good, best for you, and hopefully it can help you decipher that. So great, tracking blood pressure. Awesome. So here are just a few ways that people use wearable devices. Some of you just mentioned checking your blood pressure, being more active and to take more steps daily, setting goals and reminders, increasing your motivation and accountability, and also being able to see your progress and identify various trends. So first, let's take a look at a few statistics on these devices. This year, wearable technology was the #1 fitness trend, according to an annual worldwide survey conducted by the American College of Sports Medicine, Health and Fitness Journal. You may have also referred to this organization as ACSM. More than 4,500 health and fitness professionals ranked 43 possible trends on a scale of 1, which was the least likely to be a trend, to 10, most likely to be a trend. This trend includes fitness or activity trackers, smartwatches, heart rate monitors, and GPS tracking devices. And with more people turning to their smartwatch or fitness tracker to monitor their exercise and sleep quality, this should come at no surprise. In fact, it's been the #1 trend since it was first introduced on the survey in 2016, except for 2018, which it was #3, and 2021, where it was #2. A report from Research and Markets predicts global sales of wearable devices will exceed 60 billion by 2025. Fitness, health, and well-being are the most commonly cited reasons why consumers buy wearables, and at least 1 in 2 American adults own or have used a wearable device. So as you can see from this slide, the world of wearable technology has advanced by leaps and bounds. Let's look at just a few milestones. You may or may not recognize some of these, but in 1286, the first eyeglasses were released. In 1979, Sony released the Walkman, a portable cassette player that changed people's listening habits forever. I know I owned a Sony Walkman. It definitely changed the way my son would die if he saw how I listened to music a long time ago. In 1987, the first digital hearing aid was released. In 1999, the BlackBerry 850 launched. That was a two-way email pager, and it was one of the first wireless devices with an ability to connect people to their corporate emails. It could send messages. It had a calendar, an address book, task list, and a calculator, and even an alarm function. The first Bluetooth headset was launched in 2000. And the first fully digital pacemaker was launched in 2003. In 2004, the GoPro camera was created. That was a wearable and mountable camera. In 2006, Nike collaborated with Apple and Nike Plus was created. This was a shoe embedded tracker, and users could view their time, distance, pace, and calories burned during a workout. They could view that on their iPod Nano screen. In 2007, the first Apple iPhone was released. And in 2008, the Fitbit was created. It was the one that you clipped onto your clothing, and it tracked your steps, your distance, calories, activity, intensity, and sleep. So since then, wearables have exploded in the marketplace, and today they can measure just about every aspect of our health and wellness. And even as users, we can access that detailed health information at the tap of a smartphone. So who remembers when in order to track a run, you would have to get in the car, reset the odometer, drive to your end destination to measure the distance, and then use a stopwatch to record the time? Does anybody remember that? But I think it's safe to say now that those days are long gone, thanks to all of this technology. So wearable technology, often referred to as wearables for short, is a term used to describe a category of electronic devices that can be worn on the body as accessories. For example, the watch or even a ring. It can be embedded in clothing or implanted in the user's body, like the pacemaker. These devices can monitor many aspects of health in real time, detect health issues early, and provide personalized health recommendations. So how do wearables work? Wearable devices take input, then process that input to provide the user with meaningful output. Most wearable technology uses Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to connect to your smart device in order to sync your devices. You can usually add information manually as well, like what you've eaten or drank or how much you weigh. I know sometimes if I forget to turn my sleep focus on, I'll have to go back and manually enter my sleep. I do have an Apple, I have the iPhone, so I can go back and manually enter how many hours I slept. Wearable devices collect different types of data in different ways, depending on the purpose of your technology. Smartwatches and fitness trackers make use of built-in accelerometers and GPS sensors to track activities. They calculate things like the distance traveled, if you've gone for a run or walk, how fast you went, and how many calories you burned. And some wearable technology even has the ability to measure the outside temperature and your temperature too, as well as your heart rate. So when choosing a device, it's important to consider how important it is for it to be accurate. For some, this will be highly important, while for others, it will be less important. For example, a person who simply needs a motivational tool to help them be more active may be less concerned with accuracy than someone using the device as a clinical weight loss aid or to track their blood pressure, that kind of thing. So here are just a few examples of wearables: fitness trackers, smartwatches, healthcare wearables like the heart rate monitors, virtual reality headsets, and hearables such as the AirPods. Does anyone have anything outside of these wearables that we could add maybe to this list? So smartwatches, as it sounds, they're worn in the same way as a regular wristwatch, and they can do much more than simply tell you the time of day. They connect to your mobile phone, and they're used, I mean, they have a huge range of features available to suit your individual requirements. So it's whatever works best for you. My son actually got a virtual reality headset for Christmas, and that is something I'm trying to get used to. I've played with it a little bit, but you can actually do workouts on there. Has anyone done that before? Okay, so with a variety of different brands and features, it's worth doing your homework before you purchase a fitness tracker. You want to make sure that it gives you what you need, and that also you want to make sure that it's connected to the phone that you have. If you have a smartwatch, for example, Apple, there's it comes with the health app already. And we're going to talk about different ways to incorporate that. So like I said, ultimately it's up to you to decide whether a wearable device is something that you would benefit from. But it's important to consider the pros and cons before committing to one. So let's talk about the wearables benefits first. They're great for many reasons. They can help you become more aware of current exercise, sleep, and eating habits. And that greater awareness of your habits can help you identify behavior patterns that you want to change. It's easier to create health goals when you know where you need to change. For the most part, with wearable technology, we know that it monitors your movement and various signals from your body. However, with every new model, the benefits they give to users increases. So traditionally, healthcare has been reactive. For example, if you feel ill, you might see a doctor. With wearable technology, on the other hand, it allows you to be proactive and monitor your body. And then if something starts to feel wrong, you can communicate that with your doctor and potentially catch something early. And most smartwatches monitor your heart rate, your sleep habits, and physical activity. And then that information can be shared with your doctor or your healthcare provider. And it can provide valuable insight into your overall health. And from there, you can work together with your doctor to make changes that can improve your overall well-being. While many wearable devices feature standard features such as the heart rate monitoring and sleep levels, you can also use wearable technology to monitor your health more closely. For example, if you have concerns about your heart health, wearable heart monitors might be able to help you monitor things like heart rate irregularities. For example, like on the Apple Health the heart health, you can see here that it gives me the opportunity to turn on the ECG, which is the electrocardiogram, and I can test that at any point. All I have to do is just hit the button and sit there for a few seconds while it does what it does, and it helps me. I don't do it very often, but it can record the ECGs, and then you can go back and view your history and share that with your doctor if that's something that you want to do. Also, another example might be a pacemaker or an implantable cardioverter defibrillator, which is actually designed to help control heart rate and even help restart your heart if that's needed. Who said that? Somebody said that they use the tracker to do the blood pressure. Is that one that you have specifically, or which one is that? Can you share that? I think that was Susie. Which one you use to track your blood pressure? Okay. So the ECG can basically just measure additional cardiac activity that a standard heart rate tracker can't. And when it notices a significant change, it can provide you an alert or even call for help in an emergency. And that's another thing about I like about my Apple Watch is that if I were to have a fall or a lack of movement for some time, it can alert or call for help. And that's something that you can turn on if that's something that you want to have as part of your watch. Alerts can be sent to the wearer and for medical assistance if necessary. So, for example, if someone was to have a health condition like epilepsy, a wearable device can help predict events, and you can go back and have some kind of control over that by setting up these notifications. Wearables also encourage active lifestyles by receiving the real-time notifications on our activity, like the reminders to stand. Wearables can serve as a source of awareness. They make us, like I said, aware of our habits and allow us to identify where we need to change. But they can also allow us to see our progress and can serve as a source of encouragement and motivation. I know I have the alert or notification for standing. I think my goal is to stand for at least 12 hours of the day. And at the end of like 10 minutes before the hour, it will alert me if I haven't met that goal. So I will literally get up and walk around if I haven't. And it's just nice to have that motivation to get up. I know these days, working from home a lot, just sitting constantly, and it's hard to get up and move sometimes. So that will prompt me to like get up, take a lap around the block, or at least walk up and down my stairs. So before we had wearables, it was hard to obtain information like how far we've walked or how many hours we've slept. And now that we have these wearable devices, it's much easier to set goals and track your progress. They're also very powerful motivators, according to research. One observational study from 2020 looked at motivation in people who used wearables, with 42.6% wearing a Fitbit and 25.5% wearing an Apple Watch. And the study found that 83% of people said that cues from the wearables helped motivate them. This even included app rewards, badges, notifications, prompts, nudges, and even social features like likes and comments. So preventive care and early disease detection are some of the best ways to reduce your overall healthcare costs. And that's another benefit of a wearable device. research shows that smartwatches are improving the detection of certain heart diseases like atrial fibrillation by picking up warning signs early through digital health sensors. And other studies suggest that wearable devices might also be able to catch other illnesses like the common cold. In addition to disease detection, I've said this several times, but the Apple Watch can detect cardiac function. But discovering all of these things and seeking treatment early can lead to reduced medical costs. So while there are many benefits of wearables, there are a few drawbacks. One is that wearables tend to have a fairly short battery life. There's a difference between the fitness tracker and the smartwatch. I know that I used to have the Fitbit Blaze before I had the Apple Watch, and I could probably go a good week or 5 days at least without needing a charge. However, now that I have the Apple Watch, which is obviously a more advanced wearable, I have to charge it at least once a day. Again, it's a preference that I have to get notified when my battery is low. So it will notify me with a little charge before bedtime reminder. And so I'll do this usually in the evening when I'm, taking a shower or getting ready for bed. But for some people, it can be hard to remember to regularly remove your watch to charge it or your whatever wearable device you have. My husband and I both have one, so we have an extra charger, and I do try to leave one in the car. So if we're traveling or something and I forget to bring it, at least I know I have one in the car that I can use to charge it. Another con or drawback is that every time you take off your device, that's data that you're missing out on. And if you're someone like me, I want to make sure I get each step accounted for. So if I'm not at my goal of 10,000 steps for the day and I get the notification that my device needs to be charged, I make sure I put my phone in my back pocket or something, because, if you have the Apple Watch, it's tied to your iPhone. So that is automatically going to track your steps since it has the built-in accelerometer. So that's something nice too. So as a best practice, try to look for devices that can go days on a single charge. But if you're someone that can remember to charge it regularly, that's something to consider too. Let's see. If you're someone like me who likes to sleep with the watch on, I know some people can't stand to have things on their body, like accessories and stuff, but I don't mind it because that is one of the main reasons that I use the Apple Watch is to track my sleep. Does anyone else use that to sleep? Yep. Yes, so wearing it to bed is very important to me. I want to make sure that it's charged at least 100% at night. And then by the time I go to bed the next day, it's ready to be charged. And it also matters too, like how, what are you using on the watch? Are you using a lot of apps? Are you using, are you messaging a lot on there? Because a lot of that stuff will drain your battery as well. And many wearables have built-in heart monitors that give you real-time readings of your heart rate. And while there have been cases of this feature that have been helping to save lives, it is important, again, to note that these are not medical devices and should not be used to diagnose or treat any health conditions. Again, always talk to your doctor if you're concerned about your health, and they can help you choose the one that's right for you. So fitness trackers have evolved significantly from the traditional pedometer, which would have been worn like on your belt, you would clip it, or even on your arm to count how many steps you've taken. They usually contain small sensors which monitor your body movement or come into contact with your skin to gather data such as your heart rate. So whether you're looking to see how many steps you take during the day, how many laps you've completed in the pool, or simply keeping your eye on how much sleep you're getting, fitness trackers are designed to help you focus on your health, your well-being, and daily activity. They remain very popular among people who want to track their progress, and they're perfect if you don't want super advanced metrics provided by the smartwatches or the sports watches. They're available in a range of prices depending on your needs. So the basic models that clip onto your belt or shoe can cost as little as $50, but other models like the wristbands and even the jewelry can be more expensive. So it all depends on what you're looking for. And at the most basic level, smartwatches are an extension of a smartphone. They receive notifications, answer calls from your wrist, they allow you to use apps, and of course they tell the time. But the major advantage of a smartwatch is you're almost always wearing it. And so that allows you to be connected in so many ways. Like I said before, the Apple Watch can only be synced with an iPhone and Android devices. Samsung Health is the Android version, I believe, and that can only be connected to Android phones. There are some smartwatches that can be synced with just about any smartphone, but those tend to have fewer features than the models that I just mentioned. Let's see, Cynthia just said, this sounds silly, but I hula hoop and plank and the device doesn't track. Oh, that is the hard thing sometimes. Even if I'm walking, you know, I have to make sure that my arms are moving, because if I'm holding my phone and I wear it on my left hand because I'm right-handed, but sometimes I feel like it's not going to get it if I don't, you know, move my arms. So it's pretty funny to see. But the smartwatches are more expensive than the fitness trackers, but even with the greatest of features, a smartwatch relies on you to make the most of it. You have to use it to make the most of it. So does anyone have a preference over on a smartwatch, like over a fitness tracker, if you've had one or both? I love all that my Apple Watch can do. Yes, same. Sometimes it can become a little, I don't want to say obsessive, but I find myself looking at it just as much as I do my phone sometimes. But it is a great tool to have. I have the one where I have to have my phone within 20, I think it's 20 feet for it to answer calls. But my neighbor across the street, she's got, I think she has some kind of plan where she doesn't even have to have her phone near her. So again, it's all about what works for you. But with the smartwatches, you can set goals, and I'm going to talk about this on the next slide. So let me move on to the next slide, just to make sure that you're getting the most out of your device. Of course, I've said many times, choosing the right one based on your preferences and budget. There's many tracker options available. You can buy the basic tracker, a top of the line fitness watch, or anything in between. And most models track the minutes of activity and the number of steps, but if increasing your activity is your main goal, you might want the basic low cost device. So again, whatever works best for you. But once you've decided which way you want to go and chosen the right model for you, you want to make sure that you understand your tracker and device and understand how it works. So maybe downloading the app or visiting the website to learn more about your specific wearable. And then setting realistic goals. You want to make it something achievable. For example, if you're just starting out, instead of setting a goal to get 10,000 steps a day, aim to just get 500 or even 1,000 more steps than what you're currently getting. If you're only sleeping 6 hours a night, aim to get 30 more minutes of sleep. Then once you've figured out your goal, you can use the settings function on your tracker to set it up. And I know that I have it set up to where I get, especially for my sleep, if I don't meet my sleep goal, then I obviously don't get the notification. But if I get my sleep goal, meet my sleep goal, I'm very excited when I get that notification that morning that I met my sleep goal. For me, my goal is 6.5 hours a night. I know that's a little less than the recommended amount, but that's what I'm striving for. And eventually, maybe I'll get to that 7.5, 8 hour mark. But it allows me to track my progress and see, what's going on. Maybe why didn't I get my sleep last night or the night before? What was I doing? Do I need to change something? So it's been helpful in that aspect. Many experts say that having measurable goals give you a higher chance of success, and it makes sure measuring your progress easy and precise. You can also set reminders and alerts. Again, the one about sitting too long and standing, I know I do this one. And you want to make sure that you wear it properly, typically above the wrist bone and on your non-dominant wrist. It will help ensure better accuracy when you're moving your arms. So that goes with the walking and the swinging of the arm. Your tracker will only be able to track what it knows about you. So you should wear it as much as possible. Again, preferences, take it off when you shower and sleep, but otherwise keep it on. I know some are waterproof and some are not. So if you need to take it off when you're swimming or showering, make sure you do that. Making it social can also help you get the most out of your device. Engaging with others can make getting active more fun. It's a great way to socialize and improve your health. So if a little friendly competition motivates you, find a tracker that allows you to add friends and compare your progress. Some devices offer community forums where you can share your success, encourage others, and get tips to help you stay on track. And in addition, activity trackers provide fun social outlets for you to challenge your friends. You can go ahead and show off, connect with others, whether it's your friends or family. This has also been shown to increase people's overall use. And then checking in regularly. Getting the most out of your tracker involves interacting with it daily. So once you've set up your goals, know what you're aiming for, check your device or the app periodically throughout the day to see where you are. I'll show you that on the next slide. These are just a few of the notifications that I get throughout the day. I tried to take a few screenshots for you just to kind of see. So you can see that one day I passed my exercise goal. I was off to a great start based on where I typically am at that time of day. It tells me, I'm way ahead of where I need to be for the day. It's been really helpful. It's just the little nudges that matter. So what kind of notifications or nudges do you receive? Do you receive anything during the day that keeps you motivated? Yes, the reminder to stand. Yep. I think you can even set it up to even wash your hands. I think it's down to the level like to even wash your hands. And I think maybe even hydration. And these are not going anywhere. Wearable technology is only going to continue to expand. They're getting better with each passing day. I know that there is a smart ring. It's called the Aura. There's even glasses that measure vision performance are becoming available. There's more smart jewelry, all kinds of things. I think blood sugar levels for even people that are diabetic. Has anyone heard of anything that's out there right now that is considered the future of the wearable technology? I definitely think it'll be interesting to see where things go from here and how it continues to impact us both individually and as a society, and even in the healthcare arena. So today, there is a growing interest to use the wearables, not only for individual self-tracking, but also within corporate health and wellness programs. HealthTrust wants to help you meet your wellness goals in 2022. So on the next couple of slides, we're going to talk about just how easy it is to order your fitness device so that you can connect your data and start earning dollars toward your quarterly incentives. Did you know that the Slice of Life program offers you up to $100 per year toward the purchase of a fitness tracker, smart scale, or blood pressure monitor? Eligible brands include Fitbit, Garmin, Samsung, Apple Watch, iHealth, and Withings. For more expensive devices, $100 will be deducted from the cost, and you will need to provide a credit card to pay for the balance. And it's important to note that devices under $100 will be covered in full, but you will not receive that money back if you choose a device that costs less than $100. So you can order through the Onlife Health website by logging into your secure account at healthtrustnh.org and clicking the Onlife Health button. You'll scroll through the blue journey tiles on the Onlife portal and find the Order a Device tile, and then click on the orange Shop Now button. You'll be redirected to an external website where you can shop for and select the item you would like to purchase. And then all you have to do is click Start Redeeming. So here you can see, you can click the Order Device icon, which is above the blue journey card, or you could click the Shop Now button in the journey card and it takes you to the same place. Either way you choose, you'll be redirected to an external application. And if you aren't directly taken to the page automatically, you can click the link here to be redirected. You'll be prompted to read and accept terms and conditions. So you'll scroll to the bottom of the page and click the check box to accept the terms and then click Submit. So this is the rewards catalog. It contains a variety of categories with lots of items to choose from. Once you find an item you like, you click the item image or the name to see details about that item or add it to your cart. You can view all the items by clicking the link in the top right, which is this one over here. And then you can search for items based on keywords and even minimum and maximum dollar amounts by using this search catalog here. So that's how you order a device. So now let's quickly talk about how to connect a device. You can connect your device or app from your secure member account, again, by logging into the secure website. And then you can click on Add or Remove in the gray center box, which is under Connected Devices and Apps. So this is from your dashboard. It's the middle bar or the middle box. You can also click the Connect Your Device or App icon here again, or the Connect Your Device or App journey card, and then by clicking Connect. So when you log onto your dashboard, if you don't see it right away, you might have to use the arrows to the left or the right to scroll to find it. If this is your first time connecting, you will see a video that provides additional details. You'll click Get Started to watch that video. And then you'll read the terms and conditions and click I accept to continue. And then you'll be directed to the Browse and Connect Apps page. So find your device or app and click Connect, and then follow the prompts to enter your login credentials to access your device or app account. If you have not set up an account for your device or app, you can do so by clicking Create a New Account. You'll know that you've successfully connected your device when you see Connected on the icon for your device. You can view your activity by clicking View Activity on your home page, or when you click on the menu icon, you can scroll to Devices and Apps and then click on My Fitness. So that would be from your dashboard in the little hamburger menu. There's a link that says Devices and Apps, and then you would click on My Fitness. So if you have questions about connecting your device or purchasing it, you can call the HealthTrust number at 866-564-5237. And then you can also log into your secure account on the Secure Enrollee portal and click the Onlife Health button to find resources related to today's topic. And then that leads us to the Q&A portion. I hope that you know by now that with the right device, you can easily measure various pieces of your health and help jumpstart sustainable change. And also through the use of wearables, you can play an active role in understanding and interpreting your own health. Again, talking to your doctor about which one is right for you is a great thing to do. So if you have questions, feel free to type those in the chat box. I'll give a few minutes for that. If you don't have questions now, but if you think of something later, you feel free to email me. My email address will be in the email that you receive following this presentation. I'd like to thank HealthTrust for giving me the opportunity to share this information with you today. And you'll be receiving information on our next webinar, which is in August. More details will be coming soon. So thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day.